Hello, lovely people. So I realised that I have not really done a video about Mayan astrology and how it works. So this is that video. And I'm not going to go into it in too much depth because it is vast. But just to give a little bit of an overview feels really, really important because I know that there are quite a lot of people that tune into the Wavespell reports and are like, yep, totally vibe with this, totally get it. And I can feel it and I can experience it. But one of the things that I've personally found, through my work with this calendar and through reviewing, the information that's out there, it can be quite like super duper technical mind and a little bit difficult to access an understanding of what it's about. So it's like, yeah, okay, I can feel it, and I understand that traditional astrology is kind of mapping what's going on in the starry skies and how that has an impact on us. But what is Mayan astrology and why is it different? So yeah, so there are a few things that I want to kind of mention. And the amazing thing is that I'm able to actually show you the calendar through the software on my computer, so I can talk you through it. But just to begin with, to the thing that really, really stands out for me with the Mayan civilization is that pretty much every human being on planet Earth, no, that's an exaggeration, in the Western world, pretty much every human being has kind of come into contact with this civilization through the marker that they put on the year of 2012. So we are living within that time now. And prior to that point, people that would not have been exposed to this civilization all of a sudden are, so that in itself for me is something very, very significant. Now, the Mayan civilization, the ancient Mayan civilization, mapped time. That was really their thing. They were like, what is this time thing? What is reality? We can kind of see these patterns and these repeats. So they spent a lot of time studying it. In the same way as a lot of ancient civilizations, people were trying to make sense of the reality that they were experiencing. And the Mayans, perhaps us, left a series of markers and like little things for us to follow to open up this understanding now. One of the things that has really been brought forward by the Galactic Mayan energy, which comes from the Dreamspell calendar, channeled by a guy called Jose. It's the same calendar, but in a slightly different way. He channeled a new way, maybe 30, 40 years ago, of working with this energy, and basically beamed in to kind of give us a bit of an update. And I'm not saying that either system is, better than the other, but the one that I personally work with and the one that I see the most synchronizations with, like synchronicities within my reality, is the Dreamspell calendar. I've not used the other one, the other version of it, so I can't really speak about that. So the calendar that I'm speaking of is the Dreamspell. And the thing, with time and this energy that's really been brought forward is that we are living in unnatural time. So the mechanical clock that we have and the Gregorian 12-month calendar that we use are manufactured. It's a mechanical thing, as opposed to the natural time. So if you were to count the months with the moon, there would be 13 moon months in 1 year. But we live in this strangely constructed, politically constructed time frame, which says that we have 12 months of unequal like numbers of days that has no correlation to anything else that exists, including women's bodies. So the interesting thing here, well, what does that create if we're not living in alignment with the time that is natural time that we are directly experiencing? It's taken us into this head space, it's taken us into this out of balance space, it's taken us into this space where everything natural is kind of secondary to what we're wanting to create and manifest and figure out. And there's like this divide. So with the Mayan civilization, they mapped many different cycles of time. So you have great cycles of like 20,000 years, but then you also have 13-day cycles or wave spells, which is what my reports are all about. So this would be the perfect time to show you the Galactic Mayan calendar. Hello, how cool is this? So I can just pop myself up here at the corner. So this is the Galactic Mayan calendar, and it was originally 2 wheels and then has been created into this grid format. So every day is one of these squares. Now, these squares, as you can see, add up to 260, which is 9 months. Now, as a human being, we were in the womb for about 9 months. So to be mapping and noticing and being in alignment with how long it took us from conception to birth in this reality is a really profound thing that's not really marked or mapped in the world as we know it. You know, yeah, you're pregnant for 9 months, baby pops out, then they have a birthday every Gregorian year, and that's totally right, you know, because we're doing our spins. That does have natural alignment, but this 9-month cycle is not really noted. So it's a human being evolution process. So each day, as I say, is a square on here. Now, the thing that I'd like to point out is, we'll start here because it can get a little bit complicated. The Mayans symbolize numbers with lines and dots. So you'll see here you've got 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, 4 dots, 5 dots. That's 5 dots, no, sorry. Then when it comes to 5, that's a line. So then for number 6, you've got a line and a dot, and so on and so forth. So you'll see here that it goes to the number 13. As I say, 13-day cycles are called a wave spell, and that's what the reports are all about. Following the 13th day, we then go back into a number 1 day. Now, the way that it's calculated to with the energy of the wave spell, all of these pictures here on the left-hand side are actually archetypal energies, in the same way that you've got your signs within traditional astrology. So we always start in the red dragon. So every day is a combination of a sign, a day energy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also the overriding wave spell energy. So for instance, today we are in red crystal moon, this square right here, in the core of the process, in the heart of the process. So today, as I say, is a crystal day, which is a number 12, 2 lines, 2 dots. We're in the 12th day of a process. And that 12th day falls in the energy of red moon, which is very significant for our 13-year cycle. But then, if we go back to the first day of this process, so the 11th, the 10th, the 9th, the 8th, the 7th, the 6th, the 5th, the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, the 1st, we then discover, through seeing what that initiating sign was, the 13-day process that we are in. So we began 12 days ago the white mirror. This is a picture of a white mirror, the white mirror wave spell. So we began here, and then the following day we moved there and continued to move down, 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 until we reached here. So tomorrow we go into the energy of white cosmic. Cosmic is the 13, white dog, so white cosmic dog. And then the following day, we begin a new 13-day wave spell in the energy of blue monkey. So that's an overview and a little taste of what it's all about. Now, the most profound thing that I've personally found, and that my teacher, initiated me into, was having a copy of this. And every single day, I've got it up on my wall over there, having a piece of blue tack and moving the piece of blue tack. And what that allows us to do is each morning we grid into the energy that's there. We take note of, okay, so that's what's going on. And then we can just go and do whatever we're doing for the day. But the interesting thing that starts to reveal itself is that each one of these squares, every time that we live it, has got a specific energy pattern for us personally. And that repeats. So we can know that, for instance, the time of Red Serpent is a time where old identities of ours can come back in. So it might be that we see people that we used to interact with at a certain time in our lives, guaranteed every time that energy's there. And it's always a choice point. So even though we've got this repetition of what's coming in energetically for us, as we do our personal development, as we let go of our fear programs, we then interact with that energy that's coming towards us in a different way. So we don't ever come off the grid. We don't ever escape this energy. But what we do as we're developing is that we interact with it in a different way. So we can use this calendar in two ways. We can use it to follow the threads of our past, to shadow transform, to recognize, okay, so that pattern repeats in this energy because what happened? And we can map back, oh my gosh, okay, so 5 years ago when we were in this energy, I was experiencing the same thing. And through doing that, what it does is it can diffuse what's going on in the present. It gives concrete experience and examples to our egoic mind. And then it really supports us to recognize that what's going on now has got its roots there. And if we want to change what's going on now, we have to go back to the roots and transform them there. And you can do that in a myriad of different ways. There are lots of shadow transformation techniques out there. So that's a beautiful way of shadow transforming, through this calendar. But the other thing that we can do is make plans. So when we are wanting to initiate something in our lives, and we kind of, if we're self-employed and we're like, right, I want to launch something, the best time to do that would be in the initiating energy of Red Dragon. So you sit and you wait, and then on the Red Dragon day, right, okay, today's the day to launch it. Boom, I'm in alignment with the energy that's there. Click, 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 click. So we can use it to heal the past, but we can also use it as the time framework in alignment with this natural galactic time to plant what we're wanting to bring forward. So it's a very, very profound thing to shift into. I'm going to stop sharing it now. Actually, there is one more thing that I would like to share with you. Let's see how to do this. Right, so I wonder if that will stay on there for you. I don't know. Let's have a little look and see how it works. I'm just pulling up a website that has an amazing calendar on it. Now, this website is full of lots of different information about Mayan astrology. It can be a little bit difficult to get your head around. So hold on one momento. And then a little bit of a technical interlude. Entertain yourselves for a moment. There we go. So this website, The Law of Time, is full of lots of different information that for me was a little bit difficult because it's quite technical. And now, because I experientially understand, can grid into the information that's there. But at the beginning it was quite difficult because it didn't fit with my mind. But it has, if you click on this little link here that says find your galactic signature, it then brings up this little number. So you can put in any date that you would like. So for instance, today, and find out what the energy of the Mayan calendar is on that specific day. So it's a really fab tool. So you can use that in lots and lots of different ways, but I felt it was really important, to kind of give a little bit of an overview about what this astrology is all about, because it's different. It's different to standard astrology, but it's incredibly potent, and it's something that's very, very important to me, and that I feel really, yeah, honoured to have had it come into my life in such a magical way and transform things. And, you know, I think there's a reason for that. You know, I think I've worked with it quite closely in the past. And yeah, it feels incredibly special to share it. Um, and yeah, so at the moment, we are transitioning out of this grander 13-year cycle, which is a story for another time. But I've just created, because we transition on the 26th of July 2019, I've just created a package to support how we can best wrap up this 13-year process that we've been through, how we can integrate what we've learned, how we can ceremonially bring, you know, this energy to a close, and a little bit more information about how that all works. So I'm selling that for £15, 15 English pounds, and you can get in touch with me through email or on my website to order one of those if that's something that you'd like. It will deepen your understanding, but it's more deepening your understanding of your own personal process as opposed to deepening your understanding of the grander cycle. And that's the thing that's very, very important to me. And with the way that I share this work, it's all about putting it into context for you, and you to be unpicking your reality and looking through the pages of your life to figure out how to best transform, or what you need to focus on to transform, you know, as opposed to, okay, I've got this system that's kind of separate to me, and not bringing it into this evolutionary framework that it actually offers us. So I hope that's been helpful. And yeah, I look forward to the time that we're in now, because we are in the center of the process, as you saw. So we're all in, you know, the core of our stuff, the core of our hearts. And, you know, that can be really challenging because we're taken into the center. But at the same time, it's incredibly beautiful to be in that space of our yumminess, you know. So we've kind of got the two sides. The more that we clear, the more that we're in our yumminess. And at the moment, you know, we're really in the center of what is ready to shift and where we're ready to shift into. So I'm sending you loads of love, and thank you for watching.